What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another Toronto Maple Leafs post-game review. This one, the Leafs won 6-3. They've been stringing together some wins lately. It's really good. They needed to win this one against the Rangers, and of course, they're now playing the Detroit Red Wings tomorrow. Depending on when you're watching this, could be today. I know some people like to watch them the day after or whatever. Sometimes these get posted late. This one's a little bit later because I was a little busy, but big 6-3 win. You always want to get the first one on a back-to-back, especially now. It's pretty clear that Michael Hutchinson's going to be playing the game against Detroit. They're not a very good team this year, so hopefully the Leafs can win back-to-back games and keep the ball rolling here. They've been playing much better as of late, and that's always a good thing because, they're supposed to be good. So they had 40 shots on goal. The Rangers had 22, and the pace of this game was a little weird because at first it looked like the Leafs were gonna just run away with this one. The shots were they were carrying away with they were running away with the shots, I should say. And at one point I was looking at the shots and I'm like, man, like Freddie's gonna have a pretty easy night. I wonder if they'll give him the game after, even though they said Hutch is gonna start. But then the Rangers started to come back, but we'll get to all that stuff. First off, Freddie Anderson with his league leading 18th win of the season. He is now 18-8. Gorgiev or Gorgiev, however you choose to pronounce it, is now 9-7. The game-winning goal goes to William Nylander, and I thought the whole team played quite well. And after a couple shaky ones for Freddie Anderson, he was able to settle in. And now I might add too before I get to some of these numbers. As a goaltender myself, clearly, again, I'm not comparing myself to an NHL goaltender, nothing towards that level, but I think it's just the mentality of a goaltender. When you're not facing a ton of shots, it's kind of tough to stay in a game, and obviously they're paid to do that stuff like that. But the mental aspect of the game is tough to control sometimes, and Freddie's very good at that. But when you're not getting a ton of shots on goal, and then one comes and you're not always mentally, you got to stay mentally prepared. Sometimes you lose it a little bit, and I think Freddie was having trouble with not being as busy, and because he's used to being busy, and it's kind of funny how that works, but he was fine. He settled in. But anyways, Pierre Engvall scored the first goal for the Leafs, his second of the year, assisted by Justin Hall and Mikheyev. What a beautiful passing play. That was elite passing. Justin Hall coming in, Mikheyev with that pass, and then, sorry, it started off with Mikheyev coming in, then Hall back and forth with Engvall, and it just looked really nice. So it was a 1-0, and then a couple minutes later, William Nylander out front of the net scores his 12th of the year, and that was assisted by Kasperi Kapanen. Then the two goals real quick for the Rangers. The first one, it looked like Freddie's stick got caught, and that's why Shea was able to score his 5th of the season, assisted by Zibanejad and Kreider. Then Strome scored on a pretty nice passing play. The defense was nowhere to be found. His 7th of the year, assisted by Panarin and Buchnevich. Now, also another thing I wanna add. There was a couple people not really too impressed with some of the calls that were made tonight by the officiating, and one that I seen going around Twitter was the one that Adam Fox, I believe that's his name, the defenseman, got, where he basically he hit Kerfoot and it looked fine, but then he like shoved him down. You're allowed to throw hits and whatever, and the guy's allowed. You're obviously allowed to give a little bit of force there, but the reason why that was a penalty was the hit happened, the puck was moving, and then he still forcefully was pushing him down. That's my take on that call. I know some people were complaining about it, but I thought that was the right call, actually. So beyond that, the game kept going, obviously. I'm not sure when it happened. I just wanted to make sure I got that out of the way. I need to start taking some notes. Pardon me, I still have a bad cough. Mitch Marner scored his 7th of the year in the second period, assisted by Matthews and Nylander. Nylander had a good night with 3 points, but Marner, I thought, was fantastic. He also had 2 goals. We'll get to that in a little bit. Then Buchnevich got us his 6th, assisted by Stahl and D'Angelo, and this one was tied going into the third. And I'm like, God, the Leafs just need to have a good third. Sometimes they take their foot off the gas and they play poorly, but 2 minutes in, Nylander scored a nice quick 5-hole goal, his 13th, assisted by Matthews and Dermott. And then literally like 40 seconds later, Mitch Marner scored his 8th unassisted. A nice, he picked the pocket there, the Rangers defenseman, I believe it was, or it was a winger, I can't remember. But yeah, I really do got to start taking notes, but I remember it up here. But anyways, he picked the pocket, put it top shelf. It was really nice. And then Mikheyev, with like 4 minutes left in the game, scored his 7th of the year, assisted by Kerfoot. So a big 6-3 win, of course. Moving on now to the Detroit Red Wings. Almost forgot again, guys. I'm very tired. But anyways, the 3 stars, Nylander, Marner, and Matthews in that order. First, second, and third. Big game for the 3 young guns, of course, that started the change and the revolution of this team. So good on them. Good game. Move on to the next one. Hopefully Hutch can get that first W. Freddie played pretty well, settled in, and I thought that again the blue line was pretty decent. You know, Dermott had a bit of a scare there with that block in the shot, and same with Muzzin. But I thought they were all pretty decent tonight, and you know there were some mess ups there by Riley. And Barry, and I think even Cece had a couple, but there's always going to be those nights, and you just got to get the victory. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.